Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Pan Global Resources Investor Webcast. This is our first webcast of 2025. Welcome. I'm Jason Mercier, the VP of Investor Relations and Communications with Pan Global. With me today is Tim Moody, our President and CEO. This meeting is being recorded, and a link will be sent to participants after the call. Happy Lunar New Year to all. The Year of the Snake symbolizes change, renewal, and transformation. In that spirit, it's been an exciting start for Pan Global in 2025. In January, we've had 3 media releases, first being on our achievements summary of 2024, including the tin and copper metallurgy results, as well as getting access to the highly prospective Bravo target at the Escacina project in southern Spain. Also out this month was our plan for 2025, which Tim will be speaking to today. We're doing 7,000 meters of drilling, 5 new targets at the Escacina project, as well as drilling at the Camões project in northern Spain. And Tim will get into some more detail about where we're at with that drilling right now. With the discoveries at La Romana and Cañada Honda, we believe that the copper project that we have at Escacina is something that could be in production for this copper cycle, not 2 decades from now. If you have any questions or comments you'd like to make, please leave them in the Q&A, and we'll address those at the end of the call. Thanks again for being here with us today. I'll hand it over now to Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Jason, and hello, everyone. And look, I think 2025 is shaping up to be a really exciting year for Pan Global. Really looking forward to it. We've got a lot of work going on, and lots of results to share with investors over the near term. So just a quick recap here, where I think Pan Global still is I believe one of the better low risk investment opportunities for people looking to invest in the copper space. We have one of the few new copper discoveries in Europe. It's in a great mining friendly jurisdiction. We're surrounded by mines, great track record for converting exploration success into mines. We have an advanced discovery at La Romana, where we have 36,000 meters drilled already, 183 drill holes. Deposits about 1.5 kilometers long and still growing. Great metallurgy, etc. But I think what's really capturing the attention at the moment is this sort of growing pipeline of 100% owned exploration targets, most of which have never been drilled before, and offer great potential to make additional discoveries. So firstly, just a little bit on 2024. Obviously, the last couple of years have been quite a tough haul for the junior mining companies. We started 2023 very bullish. We had 3 or 4 drill rigs turning. We tried everything to get the share price moving, but we were facing the same issues that many of the other juniors have. But look, we've pressed on, and 2024, despite the challenges, we did make quite good headway in a number of areas. We expanded both our discoveries at La Romana and Cañada Honda, and showed that both of those have lots of upside potential still to grow. The metallurgy results, as Jason mentioned, that we published were exceptional, really surprising. The figure on the right sort of shows that, the top right-hand corner is the best. This is comparing copper concentrate grade with metallurgical recovery. This metallurgy really sets us apart from all the other producers and development projects in the area. What else? We gained access to the Bravo target, really high priority for us. We're looking forward to drilling that soon. And we commenced exploration on the new area called the Camões project up in northern Spain, which is also pretty exciting for us. Opportunistic initially, but look, the results are starting to come in now. And then we finished off the year with a very successful financing, raising 7.2 million, and that's really topped up our treasury to allow us to move into what I think is a very aggressive 2025 exploration plan. So we really sort of, with the extra money, it's enabled us to take on as I say, a more aggressive approach to the year. We're rolling the dice somewhat, hoping that we can do a couple of things. One is to try and make another discovery on some of the new targets that we intend to test, and secondly, expand the Laramana deposit, delineate that so that we can come out with a maiden resource. So we think those two activities can have the best price impact or impact on our share price. So, as Jason said, we have about 7,000 metres drilling planned initially, 20 to 30 drill holes, and these are targeting new targets and, as I say, the expansion and delineation of the Laramana deposit for its maiden resource. So we have one drill rig earmarked for Laramana, a second drill rig on new targets, and I've listed there Bravo, Barbacena, Encina, Fortico, and El Pozo is just some of those. We also have a third drill rig planned for drilling in the Carmenas area, initially to test the Providencia target, but then later in the year the Profunda target as well. We expect sometime in the second half of the year to come out with a maiden mineral resource, and hopefully a PEA will follow that shortly thereafter. We've also embarked on a helicopter electromagnetic survey over the Carmenas area to help identify some additional targets in that area. And of course, we have the ongoing exploration in both our project areas. The figure on the right there is drill rig just taken a couple of days ago, with the drill rig in position to drill the Providencia target. And unfortunately, the snow's we've had a lot of snow there, and we're currently sort of on pause until we can get access to the drill rig again. Okay, so as I say, a pretty aggressive start to the year. We have 2 drill rigs operating currently in the Escacena project and one at the Carmenas area. So the expansion drilling is in progress at Laramana. That's where one of the rigs is active at the moment. We have another drill rig on the Encina target, and we've got some. We hope to have a drill rig on the Bravo target just as soon as we complete an IP survey that's also in progress. And we continue to follow up other targets as well and try and move those up to being ready for drilling as well. Just a reminder on the Bravo target, it's a very big gravity anomaly with coincident lead, zinc, and silver geochemistry, plus some other geophysics support. So lots of indicators here of mineralisation. It's only a kilometre to the east of our Laramana discovery. So very exciting targets, completely undercover. The little photograph on the top right here gives you a view of what it looks like. It's on the surface there. So I expect we'll have a drill rig on this on the Bravo target sometime in February. So we're just finishing the last couple of lines of IP, and that will allow us to finalise the drill positions. So just a reminder of what we're trying to achieve here. We as we stated late last year, that we see our ultimate goal here is to try and define up to 100 million tonnes of resources, around 400,000 tonnes of contained copper. We think the Laramana deposits are a strong foundation for that, potentially open pit resource. But we think if we can get to 50 million tonnes, that would be sufficient for a standalone project. If we can get to 100 million tonnes, that allows us to compete on scale with some of the other bigger producers in the area. So, that's our goal. I think we have the targets to help us get there, and hence, the expansion drilling that's going on at Laramana, but also the drilling that's going on the other new targets in the area as well. So, and just a reminder, all of the big mines are not just single ore bodies; they're made up of multiple deposits. So, Laramana is just one, and we think with the many targets we have around that, it gives us a pretty good a chance of finding a cluster of deposits just like the other big mines in the area. Okay, so quickly on the Carmenes project in northern Peru, northern Spain. So it's where the project's we've got about 5,600 hectares, about 60 kilometres north of the city of Leon. It's an old mining area, and we have two main targets, Providencia and Profunda. These are breccia pipes with, based on the information we have, some pretty high-grade copper, nickel, cobalt mineralisation. They were last mined about 100 years ago, and as I say, essentially undrilled. But we have some other targets in the area as well. So, we've just been doing just finished the first sort of systematic soil geochemistry program. We have further follow-up planned on other targets, and we've really zeroed in on the Providencia target at the moment. And we have a drill rig on site as well, as I mentioned. So some of the most recent results we published 2 weeks ago or thereabouts with some of the soil geochemistry. So we completed an initial sort of wider area, wider spaced soil geochemistry program, initially just to cover the Profunda and Providencia mine areas and the surrounding area as well. These are some of the results just shown here. It was a portable XRF survey, which is just using an analyzer in the field. It's a very low-cost technique, and look, that really highlights the strong copper anomalies over the Providencia and Profunda mine areas, as we'd hoped. But it's also showing a number of other targets that are all untested and deserving of some further follow-up. So at this stage, we've zeroed in on the Providencia target with a more detailed soil grid. And in this instance, the samples were all sent to the laboratory where we can get a more reliable multi-element analysis. So there's just a couple of the elements here, but look, the results were spectacular. So it's shown that we've not only got very high levels of copper in the soils, but also unexpected, there's some very high levels of gold as well, along with nickel, cobalt, lead, silver, and also some PGEs. So what's critical here? So if I look at the figure here, this is the old Providencia mine area. This is the projection of the underground mine workings. And what we've got is this very strong area of geochemistry off to the east of it. So that's telling us that the footprint of the mineralisation is much bigger than than the old mine area, and that's where we're finding some of the highest soil geochemistry results. So we're getting percent levels here is 16.2% copper in a soil sample. It's quite astonishing, really. Look at the gold, very strong concentration of gold with there were 200 samples collected altogether. 49 of those samples that were greater than 1 gram per tonne with this area, and averaged over 5.8 grams per tonne gold. So this is upslope and away from the mine dumps, which is shown here in grey, and from the old Providencia mine. So this is telling us there's something different here. It may be another breccia pipe, or it may be an extension of the Providencia breccia, or it could be something else. But these are big numbers. Number of samples running up to 20 grams per tonne gold. I've been in the industry for over 40 years, and I've never seen soil samples with over 20 grams per tonne gold. So these are pretty spectacular numbers. We've also got some surface rock grab samples in the area. We found copper and gold mineralisation in outcrop as well. So it's real, and we're now waiting for some surface trench results over the soil anomaly. And also we found some two small mine workers which had some tunnels just going straight into the hill here. They look to be just exploratory tunnels, but we've been able to get into those, and we've channel sampled the wall of those tunnels as well. So we should have those results available in the next couple of weeks as well. So that'll be a a further more detailed test of what's of the mineralisation underneath this soil, this pretty spectacular soil anomaly. So very exciting start to this target. Just a couple of cross sections that I've shown before through the Providencia and Profunda mine areas. So firstly Providencia and on the left and Profunda on the right. So you can see the grades here at Providencia, 22 samples from the underground mines, averaging 2.5% copper, 1.3% nickel, 0.7 cobalt, some gold and silver. And at Profunda, only 8 samples collected here, just in the upper parts. Some pretty high numbers there, 10% copper, 0.18 nickel, plus some cobalt, etc. So we have been able to get back into this mine, and we've taken a whole lot more samples, so including some sort of channel samples, etc. So we should have those results coming in soon as well. So yeah, both pretty exciting targets. So we'd actually planned 2 drill holes, early drill holes at Providencia, to just give us a test and look at the width and grade of the mineralisation where the old mine workings are, and also put another hole in underneath the mine workings to test the depth continuation. So the drill rig's on site at the moment, sitting about here. Hole number 1 will test beneath the mine workings, and yeah, as I say, we've had to stop drilling just at the moment because of the heavy snow in the area, but we should be back there hopefully in a week or so and finish that hole. They're both pretty short drill holes, together about 350 metres, so it shouldn't take long to finish those, and hopefully have some results to report in a sort of 1 month to 6 weeks or thereabouts. This is a geophysics image, just which is also an indication that the mineralisation could continue. It shows a resistivity anomaly coincident with the breccia in the mine workings and continuing at depth. So yeah, pretty exciting target. Okay, so lots of catalysts to look forward to. We've obviously got the drilling underway at La Romana that will help us or contribute to the resource. We have drilling on all the new targets. We think that's the real excitement here, that if we can make another discovery hole on one or more of these other new targets, that could really have give a boost to the share price. Obviously, we've got the drilling and other exploration work going on in the Carmenes area, new area, but already showing it's delivering some pretty exciting results, and the drilling should be resuming there pretty soon. But I can easily see the amount of drill holes that we've planned expanding at Providencia. We've also got the maiden resource at La Romana to look forward to, hopefully the second half of this year, and the PEA, as I said. So yeah, that's photograph on the right. That was again just taken this week. This is a drill rig in the Escacena project at the Encina target. All right, I'll leave it there and take some questions. Over to you, Jason.
Hey, Tim, thank you very much. So we did receive some questions in advance, and we've received some here during the webinar. So I'll address some of the questions that we've received live here. So on the Encina target where you're drilling now, do you think that there will be tin there?
Yeah, we don't know at this stage. Each of these deposits can have a slightly different type of metal mix. Obviously, there's no rock sticking out of the ground at the Encina target. It's another one of these, what they call blind targets. It's essentially a geophysics feature. There's a coincident gravity anomaly and a helicopter electromagnetic anomaly that coincides with that. So we'll just have to drill that and see what we get.
Okay. And then when do you expect drill results to be issued for the targets that are being drilled now?
Yeah, so obviously we've got sort of 20 or 30 drill holes to complete. So as we've done previously, we expect to put out results in batches. But the first of those, I'm hoping might be able to produce, put some results out in, say, 4 to 6 weeks. That'd be the earliest, I think.
Okay. If you hit great intercepts on Bravo or another new target, do you shift funds to drilling more on that particular target, or do you still drill 5 new targets?
I think I'd be inclined to turn our attention onto that new target. I don't think I'd abandon the expansion drilling at Laramana, but if we hit a good intersection on one of the other new targets, I think our focus will pretty quickly shift to there as well.
And last question on Escasino that I can see before we turn to Carmenes. When will a resource on La Romana be started, and how long will it take to publish? And then I guess how soon will you get a PEA on La Romana?
Yeah, look, I expect early in the second half will be my hope that we can get that the maiden resource for La Romana, and the PEA should follow pretty shortly thereafter. We've been doing quite a lot of work in the background on costing and sizing, and some of the economic calculations, etc. for a PEA. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape for that once we've delineated or finished the delineation drilling at La Romana.
Turning to Carmenes now, one of the questions was, what is the surface gold attached to? Is it quartz? This is to Carmenes.
No, these are sort of breccia type mineralization. What we're seeing is the gold is associated with gossinous and strongly dolomitized limestones. So it's not there's no quartz veins or anything like that in this style of mineralization.
Okay. And what is the average copper grade in Providencia so far?
Yeah, so from the underground sampling, that's probably the best indication we've got at the moment. I think it was we were looking at 2.5%. There we are. So from the 22 samples collected in the underground mining here, we were getting an average of 2.5% copper, 1.3% nickel, 0.7 cobalt, 0.6 gold, and some silver, etc. So obviously we're seeing much higher gold in that area to the east of the old mine workings. So yeah, that's what's pretty exciting for us.
Okay. And can you give investors a better idea of the history of Carmenes and how Pan Global ended up with this project?
Yeah. So we think there's probably mining that was going on here, perhaps back in the Roman days or even before that, very early on. But the main period of mining here was late 1800s, very early 1900s. Mining stopped. I think there was metal prices or whatever things stopped, and there were a couple of attempts to restart the mine back, I think, in the 1930s. But essentially, it's remained untested and undeveloped since then. It was then it was held by a sort of quasi-state company called Siem Calcer for a number of years. They did some exploration on the area, and it was from them that we acquired the property.
And are there comparable gold projects being mined in Spain in the region near Carmenes?
Yeah, so there's well, there's I guess two main indications of gold in this area. So off to the west of us is Orvana. They're mining at the Carles Boenas copper gold skarn. That mine's been operating for 20 or 30 years. Initially Rio Narcia, now Orvana. It's in the same age rock, same belt more broadly. Slightly different style of mineralization, given that it's more directly associated with intrusive rocks coming into limestones and producing these what they call skarn deposits. And then there's another famous old Roman mine off to the east as well, the Salomon mining area. So that's about, I think, probably 30 or 40 kilometers to the east of us.
And I guess last question that I can see is how big can this type of a breccia deposit be? Is there a project you can compare this to?
Yeah. So, yeah, look, there are examples of this style of mineralisation. It's been unused. Not many people see these sort of combinations of metals at these sorts of grades, but there are some examples in the US, in Australia and Africa. Probably the best analogue for the style of mineralisation we're seeing is the famous Tsumeb mine in Namibia. This was a very high grade, multi-metal mine, had about 30 to 40 million tonnes from mineralisation from surface to about 1.8 kilometres depth. The pipe ranged in thickness from sort of 20 or 40 metres to about 120 metres diameter. So yeah, that's probably the best example. So these things can be very rich and can have a lot of depth continuity as well.
Yeah, you've in the past you've called that that mine a treasure chest.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, lots of different metals, and that's really what we're seeing with the soil sampling over Providencia. As I mentioned, copper, cobalt, nickel, PGEs, silver, lead. Perhaps there's a few metals I've missed as well, but yeah, it's really multi-metal.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked to see platinum and palladium in the list of results, and also there's a reason why we had 9 different graphics in this release, so it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for questions for today. Just like to thank everyone that's attended the call, and obviously we'll have the recording available later on. One thing that I think we've realized with the results this week from Kamenas is that Pan Global is not a static story. It's not just a one deposit story. It's got the excitement of discovery, and with the exploration that's going on this year, we're hoping to make more than just the 2 discoveries we have at Escacina, and maybe we've got another discovery on the way at Kamenas as well. So it's an evolving story, and we hope that you all stay interested, and obviously tell a friend. Tim?
Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year. The team in Spain's working very hard, and I think things are looking better than they ever have. So yeah, watch this space. I think we've got quite a ride ahead of us this year.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.